What's good, everybody? It's your boy Everton, and today we're going to talk about the top 5 reasons why you should not join Mint Mobile. Also, guys, there is a link to Mint Mobile in the description. I believe they're running a promotion right now, so check them out. It'll take you right to the promotion. Now, actually, Mint Mobile is my carrier of choice. It is the one that I currently use. It's not a backup carrier or anything like that. I have one cell phone plan, and it works out fine for me. But that is based on my specific situation. For certain individuals, it might not be the best. And I'm going to actually talk about those 5 reasons today. And just to give you guys some context of what this video is supposed to be like, well, let's put it like this, right? So let's say that like there's cable TV out there, right? And you can purchase cable TV. For me personally, I don't really have a schedule where I can just sit down and catch my show at 7 o'clock all the time. So Hulu is actually a great solution for me. So I buy Hulu. If somebody tried to suggest me to buy cable, I'd be like, you know what? Cable's not really for me. It doesn't mean cable TV is bad or anything like that. It just means that it's not for me, right? So not everybody needs cable, and not everybody should actually get on Mint Mobile. I'm going to get into those 5 reasons now. So the first reason is that Mint Mobile doesn't have any locations. Now, I'm not gonna lie, that's probably the biggest, most obvious one, so I wanted to get it out the way really quickly. But the reason why is because, well, Mint Mobile is able to save a lot of money by not having locations. They don't have to pay for retail spaces, the utilities that come with that, the salaries or employees, their benefits, etc. They have to man those stores. It's an extra cost, so they don't have any stores. Now, the reason why you probably might want to stay away from there's certain people who actually need to go to a store for certain things, like troubleshooting an issue with a phone. Now, a perfect example of this is a few months ago, saw my dad in the garage, and I was like, hey, Dad, and he was looking really frustrated. He said that he lost all his contacts on his phone, and I actually helped him get his contacts back in a few minutes. Didn't take too long, but he's the type of person that would need to go see an individual to actually go ahead and troubleshoot his phone. He's just not that tech savvy to that level, right? So it happens, right? So either way, guys, I mean, there aren't any retail locations, and if you want some assistance with in-person assistance, it's not going to be available. There are situations where maybe if you have an iPhone and you have the Apple Store next to you, yeah, you can probably get some Apple support there. But if you're on Android or some other manufacturer that doesn't have any retail local stores to you, kind of out of option to really help you out. So secondly, it's if you're a data extremist. Now, hear me out on this one. If you use a ton of data, right? A ton of data, which means that maybe you need the unlimited plan, right? It does allow you for 35 gigabytes of data, which is a lot. And, I have actually went over 50 gigabytes of data when I used to be on T-Mobile. I used to actually hit that speed. Well, with Mint Mobile, if you use 35 gigabytes of high-speed data, after you hit that allotment, it does go down to 2G speeds. Right? Now, basically 2G speeds is adequate to surf your most simplest web pages in an efficient time. I mean, you probably have to wait just a few seconds just to even load like Yahoo and things like that. And also with the unlimited plan, if you're already a data beast, there is no additional way to add additional allotment. I actually just tried to go into the app. I'm on the unlimited plan. I'm going to hit buy more data, and it's going to tell me, whoa there, buddy. It basically says, I can't buy any more data. I'm already on the unlimited plan, which means that I can't even do the additional expensive option of buying either a gigabyte more of data, which I think is about $10, and then I think you can buy 3 gigs of data for $20, which is kind of expensive. I know, but if you are an actual data beast, a data savage, a data extremist, I would actually slow down or maybe look at staying away. And one of the reasons why is because with other major carriers or some even mobile virtual network operators, they actually deprioritize you. They don't actually just push you down to 2G speeds. And basically what that means is that there's still a potential for you to get some decent speeds even after you hit caps on some other carriers. But with this one, once you hit 35 gigabytes of data, you are stuck at 2 gigabytes of speed. And that's if you're on the unlimited plan. So the third reason is that, well, if you travel a lot, I would actually, maybe stay away from this. Now, what I mean by travel a lot is not necessarily international roaming. I mean domestic travel. Let's just say you're a trucker or you have to drive long distances across state lines and maybe for hours and hours. T-Mobile, AT&T, Verizon, they all have what's called a roaming agreement. Now, what a roaming agreement is T-Mobile, AT&T, and Verizon. They all get together, maybe separately, but they say, hey guys, in order to get a complete coverage map, let me use some of your towers and I'll pay you this amount. And then vice versa to AT&T, to Verizon, T-Mobile, etc. And they all use each other's towers to get a complete or a more complete network. Now, when you're on Mint Mobile, you actually don't have that option. You have the options or the ability to use T-Mobile's core towers, but you're not able to actually get onto AT&T or Verizon's towers with that roaming agreement. So if T-Mobile never actually had service and T-Mobile would use a roaming agreement, you're not able to take advantage of that. So if you're a trucker, you're driving along, T-Mobile doesn't have towers over here, Mint Mobile definitely won't have service. So that's something to think about. That's pretty much a really big one. Number 3 is that you do need a lot of money up front to take advantage of the best savings. So the way that Mint Mobile's pricing strategy is that they actually sell service in bulk, and the minimum that you can actually pay for is 3 months at a time, and that's actually given if you're signing up for the company for the first time at the best rate possible. But if you do want to renew and you're only able to maybe afford another 3 months, well then you have to pay the 3-month plan, which is still competitive, but it is a lot to pay for, especially if you have to come up with like, hey, $40 at one time for data. You'd have to pay $120 for 3 months for unlimited data. I wasn't always in a position where I had $120 to drop on a cell phone plan, especially if I'm coming from another cheap plan. It just depends on how my life is set up at that moment, but you do need a lot of money to be able to take advantage of the best plans. So the last one is that you are not getting really the full mobile experience as far as data quality is concerned here. And the reason why there's one specific area is because something I talked about recently is that if you're streaming data, it streams at 480. Now you can go higher, like when I watch YouTube, I usually bump it up to 720 or 1080, sometimes even 2K. And if I do go to beyond 480, it oftentimes does buffer. Not every time, but it does buffer at certain times. And that is super, super, super annoying because of the fact, and one reason why is because I'm in an area where I'm supposed to get speeds that are amazing. Now this isn't a trick. Mint Mobile does advise us in the terms and conditions. It's plain as day, but at the same time, I still don't like it. I feel like, hey, if I have speed that's adequate enough for 1080p or 2K video streaming, allow me to stream that. Now, the reason for this is because 1080p video, even for 1 hour YouTube, takes about 3 gigabytes of data. So for anybody that's not on the unlimited plan, 1 hour of data can potentially eat a quarter of your plan's data in 1 hour. Just from on the 12 gigabyte plan. So maybe 480 is not a bad thing. Could lead you to still stream a lot of data and stream a lot of content and save a lot of data. But at the same time, you still do want to be mindful. But at the same time, I still do want to have the highest experience if I so choose to without having the buffering experience. Now, I did find a way to basically get around that. I actually signed up with NordVPN. There's actually a link to NordVPN if you guys do want to check it out. It's pretty inexpensive as well. It's about $3 a month, but I paid for about 2 years of it. So it's a little bit over $3 a month, but it's totally worth it for me, especially with the unlimited plan. I can just bypass that buffering, throttling. But yeah, guys, I actually think that these are the 5 reasons why you shouldn't sign up with Mint Mobile. Not necessarily that's a bad plan, but it does operate in that budget space, which means that you're going to have to make some compromises, and Mint Mobile does have some compromises to meet that data price point. So either way, guys, I appreciate your guys' time. Just wanted to drop this video for all you people out there that are wondering, hey, should I go into Mint Mobile? Should I not? What are the compromises? I've heard good things. And to be honest with you, the service is pretty good, but there are certain compromises that you're going to have to make to meet that price point. But either way, guys, appreciate your time. Until next time, I'm Everton, and I do videos Everton's way. Peace.